I'm a boot shop now, guys. I'm sorry. He bought all of my wares. Do you want boots? I got boots size 8. I got 50 of them. This is it.
Hello and welcome. My name's Jay, and today, with me today, is my good old friend, Alexander Gonzalez.
Hello.
And please remember that we are not game devs. How are you doing today, Alex?
I'm doing good. We're doing this podcast in the middle of the day, so I feel much different than I normally do.
This definitely has a different energy than it normally does when it's 9 p.m. for you.
After a working day.
Yeah. But those are not the work days we are talking about today. Today, we are creating something new. Every week on We Are Not Game Devs, we imagine a brand new video game idea from our minds. Join in on the fun, be creative, and if you have your own unique video game idea or want to patch into ours, write in to apphoundgames@gmail.com.
I'm going to reserve for my next episode, we'll just make a role-playing game called Working Days. And it's going to be like a Japanese slice of life, but it's about working days.
Dude, that sounds terrible. But also, if you make leveling up easy, quick, and fun, there's a lot of stats that are menial and like skills you could pick up that's a lot really easy. That actually could be kind of fun if it becomes like a building character game, you know?
Yeah. And there's like different wacky stuff that can happen between them. But let's talk about your game.
Sure, but real quick, rolling dice is just fun. It's just a fun mechanic, like rolling dice and like
if
seeing
you know
what
what dice to roll, because RPGs became a thing on consoles because people were like, I don't understand how D&D works. Roll the dice for me in the background, but don't tell me you're rolling dice. And then that's basically what you're doing.
If you know how to do it though, and then you just roll that dice and then hit that natural 20, you know what I mean?
And there's multipliers where you're like, all right, now roll again. Okay, you proc this, now roll again. That's times 8. One more time, times 32. All right, your 4 damage now does 127.
It's also fun when your DM is like, or GM, whatever you want to say, and he's like, or they're like, all right, it's good. It's a real hard thing for you to do. So like, I'm going to make it really tough. So I'm going to make it like a DC 19, right? And then you like roll and you get an 18, but you have a +2 and whatever. And you're like, oh shit. That happened to me last Wednesday. So that's just a recent memory. I was like, he made it a DC 20 and I got a 19 and I got a 21. So I was like, fuck you, man. I did it. He's like, I need to think about how I'm going to solve this because I was not expecting you to roll high enough. Anyway.
Nice.
Today is my turn to present We Are Not Game Devs 230th IP. Speaking of chances, rolling the dice and taking chances and a digital dice, but in this you'll see it in this video game. We are going to make a game that is a karma-based system that you make through dialogue choices and your actions in quests. However, all major, some minor, but not the minuscule, but some minor choices and story turning events, and also if there's combat even, is all based on a flip of a coin, right? And what your karma-based system does is weight that side of a coin percentage-wise. So if your karma is really, really good, it might lean towards heads. If your karma is really, really bad, it might lean towards tails. And so every time you flip that coin in a combat action, if it's heads for like, or tails for the bad karma, maybe that's when you do something like physical and attack. And then if it's positive, maybe you'll start dodging or something like that.
But
or
does this
let
mean
them hit you.
So you could have a conversation and there's 3 karma checks, right? So it's like, and you're normally a positive guy, so you're doing everything positive, like it's plus 70% positive. So you're like, all right, yeah, that's a good conversation. And it's like, we should defend the city and make sure no one ever gets hurt again because fuck those people, and I think we're better than them. And like the last one could be a bad flip, and then you're like, I didn't want this.
It could be a bad flip, but I think in most dialogue choices, when you're making points towards your karma, those are going to be free. And those will just be like basic, like, what do you think about this war, right? Like, oh, I think it's terrible. Or, blah. Those will be free actions. But when it comes to like picking sides or making choices, that's when your karma flip happens. Or like if you have to make a decision in a conversation, you have to flip a coin, right?
Do you think that some people might not want to play the game or get frustrated if they were really hoping
100%.
they like that other faction sucks, but I've done all my ducks in a row and I know that I'm gonna go with who I want to. And you're like, nope, and I go with the hateful people. Here we go.
I mean, maybe as you level up, you could also earn perks and
Or
reflips.
how about this? What if you do just we're gonna have to advertise what this game is, but then you earn a perk where once a day you can do a reflip.
Yeah. Oh, I don't think it should just be that. I think there should be a deep skill tree where like you get up to 3 reflips if you invest skill points in that tree, and then you could get
and
like,
then
I don't know,
and then you can have a save feature, right, where you can just save at any time. So then that
you want.
Yeah, so that way, like if you really want to play this game, but you don't want to exist by that feature, you can.
Yeah, yeah. Or maybe there's like even a skill tree that's like just a rewind where you could just rewind the entire conversation. You know what I mean? Stuff like that.
I think we could just put that into a game mode. For people who want to rewind, they can.
Oh, like have it so it's like in Fire Emblem, do you want permadeath on or off type of thing? Like have rewind feature or have it off type of thing.
Yeah, that way it's like, we have this gimmick. If you want to do this gimmick, go for it.
But if you just wanted the story.
Or maybe sometimes you just want to re-roll it where you're like, I don't like this character. I don't care what happens to this character. Mm-hmm. Let fate decide. Flip, 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 flip. Yeah, all right, you suck. That's what you get.
Yeah. So other perks that you could unlock in the skill tree, then I think it could be like if it maybe it'll be for specific things. Like there'll be like actions that you always flip a coin, like picking sides or picking someone's fate or choosing to kill or not, and those things will have like a higher on those flips. You'll have a higher thing, and then like when you flip a coin, it'll have like a karma thing, and then it'll like, because you have this skill, it's like save or pacifist skill, and then it'll be like plus 10 karma, right, or plus 10 good karma. It'll show all that on the UI whenever you make a decision, but it's because it's like to like fight someone or not fight someone. But then if it's like, there could be another skill that's like called kill everything when you decide to execute someone or not. It'll be like bad karma, executioner, and then it would be like
what if
plus negative 20 to karma or whatever.
What if we do another trick where if we keep going with this gimmick all the way through, where there was a character in Hunter x Hunter where their move was that they flipped coins at such a high speed it could like do damage to people. What if we had it where every coin flip you do is like ammo, and you have a coin flip that does damage, but you have a coin flip as well that takes their health and gives it to you. So you have different flips that do different abilities that then you shoot people with. So no matter what, your whole game is like Two-Face. It's all coins. You're hitting people with coins. You're paying with coins.
Instead of that being a skill tree, what if that's what different coins are? They're just different ways to attack. You know what I mean? So you could use the magic life-draining coin, or the coin that you literally flick at people, and shit like that.
Like pennies are rapid fire.
Yeah, I like that. Well, I'm thinking this is like some fantasy world, so the coins are going to be like cool gold, like handmade coins, and then one's like a giant medallion, one's like, I don't know, a tiny little silver or a copper piece, you know. You start off with like the copper piece, and like that's just your start off coin, and it has no things, and you just flick them at people and it does minimal damage. In terms of art style, I see it kind of looking, I kind of see it looking like, I guess I see it kind of 2D, but 2.5D with like layers, like kind of like Guacamelee, I guess, but more depth wise.
I thought we were going to do 3D because we need depth to show the flipping, right?
Well, I think the flipping, it's going to be like
also look like South Park
on the coin. and then you flip it up, and then it like follows the coin up and then lands on the hand, and you do the thing or whatever. And then it'll be like a full animation. Every time you flip a coin, there's gonna be like a
Yeah. Did
animation
you
for it.
ever do that when you were a kid where you're like, all right, and I choose tails? And then you catch it with one hand, you see its heads. So then you flip it on your hand and you're like, tails.
I did that all the time. Yeah. But
so no matter what, you got to choose what side it landed on.
Yeah. But I like the idea where we'll have like a bunch of different coin flipping angles, and then it'll be random whatever you get, and there'll be like one that's super zoomed in, one that's far out, like as if it's like a showdown and it's just showing them bing and then zooms in. Or it could be like from a two like shoulder to shoulder angle. We'll have like a bunch of different animations, and it'll just be a random go through for whichever one that you get.
As long as it's aware and it makes fun of itself, that'll be good too.
Yeah. And I see it kind of like, yeah, South Park is good. And then like the battling, I think, because it's going to be pretty much turn-based, because you're flipping a coin for each move. And then maybe each coin will have different skills trees to them, where like you could try to make it go more violent or more pacifist, depending on or good or bad karma. Each coin has a good or bad karma path, and you could choose a skill tree in both, and then it'll be kind of like you could pick and choose.
That'd be interesting. What if it's like it starts off with good or bad, so it's like angel or death, and then you either get the angel or devil, and then you get their different coin based abilities depending on how far karma you go.
That's
so
exactly
angel,
what I mean. Yeah. So like I think
that'd be kind of cool.
Like,
if you flip a coin and then there's like lights that come out of it, like lasers, so it like cuts people.
Oh, that would be really cool. I kind of see the skill trees working like MOBAs, right? Where each level you have to pick one or the other. You know what I mean? So as you level up your coin, you have to pick good or bad karma for that flip weight. It could still go the other way, by the way, but it's either this skill or this skill, and each level it does something else for the coin. So the first level is like basic attack. Do you want to go the violent way or other way? Second level is special attack, like heavy attack or whatever, this way or that way. Third one would be like the passive skill. Fourth one would be like the ultimate. Fifth one would be like, I don't know, a significant weight, like what side is it always going to hit type of thing. You know what I mean? Not always, but like 80% of the time. So it's not always. Eventually, at the end, whenever you level up these coins to the max, if you decide to keep going with the same coin, and when you find a new one, we're going to make the skills or the animations for the attack. So, like, it's not that you're getting the coin and switching them because it's going to be stronger. We're just going to make the animations dope as fuck, is what I'm assuming. Like, it's just going to look cooler if you choose to go with a different coin, and then you just flip it and it does something different if you choose good or bad.
Right.
Yeah.
So where is the setting of this game? I feel like this game has to be like people just love to gamble. It's a universe like that. And anime and manga have paved the way where this isn't going to be something that people are like, what? I can't imagine that.
Yeah.
There's all kinds of stuff like that where you lay it all on the line. Or
I think the story, it is definitely like in like a fantasy world, kind of high fantasy, pseudo high fantasy, where it will have like different races and stuff. I don't think necessarily like elves and dwarves
with
and
a nice coin pouch full of different kinds of coins.
Maybe what it is that no, that doesn't work. Maybe in this world there are these special coins and they're scattered about, and not everyone, but people have found coins. Yeah, and they all do different things.
And you have a familiar that also loves coins too, so you pay him, but he also gets, like, he takes his cut but collects coins for you off of people. Because you also have to explain, like, how is this guy getting so many coins?
Oh,
maybe he has a goblin, like a little goblin that is the size of Jiminy Cricket, but collects coins but takes his cut.
Sure. I like it, but I don't think you're getting a bunch. I think there's going to be like 12 different coins in this game that you could get throughout, and they're going to be like scattered throughout the world. You could buy them, or you could uh find them, or they're at the end of a quest or something like that. Like, I don't think there's going to be a bunch everywhere. They're just going to be very specific that are hidden throughout the world. And then I feel like it'll just play kind of like South Park, the recent games, where it's kind of like an RPG and you're just walking around this open world and you're going through this semi-epic story. You're on this quest to find the magic coin or something, I don't know, and you go out and you look for it, and then you become king. Whoever finds this coin becomes king of all the lands, and you decided to go look for it. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, we'll do that. And maybe it's like it's the crown coin that you can turn it in and become king, and this is how they do it. Every 10 years, they just slip it into circulation. I just, it doesn't, we got to come up with a better story, because I imagine someone paying for a McMuffin, they get changed, and they're like, hey, I'm king. So it has to be like a way that this coin is elusive. And maybe you find out that it's elusive because it's alive.
Maybe what it is every
roll on its
every
own.
5 year, no, every 10 years, there's a new king, and the king himself is like, maybe the coin is, it's part of the flip, and the coin, when the king on the 10th year, he flips it, and then everyone has access to go find this coin, and whoever gets it is
horrible policy decision.
That's terrible.
It's a terrible policy to be like, every 10 years. I mean, I got the coin because I found it on the floor, and now someone else is going to be king if they find it.
The story is, this king has been king for the last 40 years, and this is going to be it. This is his 4th coin flip.
And he has no children, no anybody. Yeah. He never married. He is
negative 100 karma. This is the worst king of history. But he's been reigning for the last 40 years, and you've had none of it. And you've only been alive for 10 of his years, and you've heard the stories of this last 30 reign, and you're like, and maybe that's why everything king.
And maybe that's why everything's coin flipped. Like, nobody actually likes it, but he did it. Where he's like, no, we solve problems with coin flips.
Yeah.
Coin flips are also how you buy food. That's the price of everything. You do a coin flip to determine the price. Maybe you can afford bread one day, maybe you can another day. It's fine. I'm king.
And then so that starts you off on your journey, and then there's like friends and fellows you meet along the way that join your party, not as like other fighters. I imagine them as just like people that join your entourage, and you like have conversations. Maybe they like offer, one of them is the person that's like, he's like a coin expert. That's the goblin, and he like is the guy that you go to upgrade your coins, because he knows how to do it. Another person is like a merchant that just follows you, like a bard that just follows you around. I don't know.
I think we can do that. A bard, a goblin. What else?
Just a monster boy, a monster gal. Boy. Just someone who's always not fit in, but you treated them good. Maybe we'll have companions that join if on a coin flip, depending if you're good or bad, you get one or the other. So like, you meet 2 people and you pick one of their sides, and the person that you pick the side of joins your team, type of thing. Or like another case, you decide to save them or not save them, and then like that person that you didn't save obviously doesn't join your party, but there's someone, because you didn't save them, someone else decides to join your team. But like, they're all one or the other instances, and you're gonna get 5 companions by the end of the game, but they're all dependent on a coin flip that you did, and then they'll all react with each other depending if they're good karma characters or bad karma characters, and that'll affect.
I just want to do some over the top things where like where we make fun of the game at times, where maybe you have a dude and you're punching him in the face, and then all of a sudden it transitions into coin flip where it's like, tails left, tails left, tails left, heads right, as like you're beating him up.
Yeah, that could be like bosses and shit. Or that could just be a coin. Maybe one coin makes it so you fight with like iron knuckles,
But
but
what
they're
would be
just
great is
coins.
one time it lands on its side and it's like both, and it hits with both.
What if there's a coin that's not actually one coin, it's a handful of coins, and then it's like D100 where you just take whatever the advantage
Or
is.
it's one coin, and you because you can do a bunch of stuff like that, or one coin that you use it once a day, but you automatically get to predict it. So as you're about to flip it, it's like I'm gonna be tails, and then it lands, and
Yeah.
it's always what it says it's gonna be.
There's a coin that's just a D20. It's a C20.
So it opens up into 20 different options instead
Yeah.
of. Can we
Uh
make any choice in it 20 different options? Or would it just have to be 1 through 10 is this?
yeah,
1
I think that's
through.
what it is for most. And then I
Or
think
you can
in
do it with
battle,
karma. Yeah.
I think it'll be like what it is the most. I don't think there's scalable karma. It's just 50-50 in terms of karma good or bad. But like maybe in battle, if you use the D20 or the C20, that's intensity of damage good or intensity of damage bad type of thing.
I think we can make it work. I think we can make it work.
Yeah, I think so too. I can see it in my mind. I don't know if you have the same vision in your mind for this game. I imagine it kind of looking and playing. Now that I think about it, it's not 2D. It's like Octopath Traveler 2.5D. You know what I
I think
mean?
it can be, yeah. And I think I see it as like a fun, zany game.
Yeah, I see also big fat sprites. I don't see like small regular
Yeah.
sprites. I see a
So
bigger
reminiscent
sprite.
of like Shovel Knight.
Yeah, because like I want to be able to see like expressions and stuff, and then
Right.
dialogue. I think will be like the anime character looking
The
things that
classic
pop up.
windows where they emote there.
Yeah, yeah, and then the pixel character will have like an emote thing going on, or they'll have like little tears coming out of their eyes, or like a little emote bubble above their head, type of
Right.
thing. It's gonna look kind of cute, I feel, but it's also gonna be brutal. Like I think some deaths and some animations are gonna be pretty brutal. Not enough to get a mature rating, but we're not E for everyone either. Music.
Like, uh, it sounds like it's gonna be like pixel flute type music or pixel pan flute kind of thing.
Yeah. I hear kind of like old school Dragon Quest or old school Final Fantasy music.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah. Was
16-bit,
Dragon
but
Quest
faux
always
16-bit.
orchestral, like even in the 16-bit days?
In the 16-bit days, it sounded like how Final Fantasy sounded like back then, you know? And then when it
Yeah.
moved to modern day, it became more orchestral, you know? Like how Mario, you know, the old one was like pixel, like 16-bit
Hmm.
music. And then now it's like a marimba. But it's like, hey, that
Yeah.
makes sense. It sounds like a marimba, kind of, you know? It'll be
Yeah.
kind of
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
that. But we'll like use faux, like fake 16-bit music where it's like it's not really from a 16-bit machine, it's just we made it sound like that, but it's like very orchestral. The main theme has to start off with like a ding ding ding, like you flipping a coin, you know what I mean, that sound.
Yeah.
And that's how the song starts, and that's like the opening.
Or so every single one will have like a different kind of like almost like the cling and the clang of coins
Yeah, we have
you
to
can
make them
use.
all sound really satisfying when you flip them. Pricing.
Like $30.
Yeah, I see this as like a fun $30, like I want to say like a 12-hour RPG with a pretty in-depth story.
Which is great. It'll be like if you chose to play as just the merchant class in some RPGs.
Yeah. You just have to accept that it's just the flip of a coin, you know, and you don't know what's
Yep.
going to happen, and you just got to roll with it. It's just a fun, quirky adventure with friends along the way, a lot of dialogue and fun conversations, because
And
you don't know what you're going to say. It's just
and
all
you
flip
could
a coin.
I think it's great because you can also follow a bunch of NPCs that their lives have ups and downs based on coin flips. Where like there's one guy who has a mansion, then is like out on the streets, then has like a normal job.
Yeah. What if we have a game mode at the end of this not at the end. Maybe when you beat the game for the first time, we'll unlock a mode where it's just autoplay. It just does everything on its own.
You couldn't see where it's at. I was thinking this game is pretty streamable.
Yeah, you could just watch it play it itself because like you technically don't have to make any choice. Like there's exploration, but then you could like be like golden path. You could like choose what the NPC is gonna do.
So golden path, and then just use the abilities like on a based like AI.
Yeah, or like all side quests, or like maximize playthrough, and the AI or the computer will just play it for you. You know what I mean? All right, Alex, time to start your timer because it's time to name this game.
Okay, it's begun. Do you have a name?
No.
Okay. Coin flip's too easy.
What if it's like something along the lines like uh I just had it like
Anime has ruined naming for me where I'm like chance X flip.
what will happen if you flip a coin?
that's like book naming right there. And then it would be like, yeah, what would happen if you flip a coin? An Arthur Hoyt series, 2 out of 6.
What if you name it Take a Chance?
The thing is, when I don't like broad names like that when it comes to a very specific feature where it's like, okay, we made a game where you revive people from the dead. So you have zombies, and then it's like revival series. And it's like, but they don't know what we're reviving. They're gonna go in thinking that's chance for everything.
Right. What if the main character's name is Flip?
Why would we do that?
His name is Colin Flip.
Yep, Colin Flip.
Because we can't name him Coin. That's a dumb name.
No, you can't. And then
Coin
it's
Flip.
Like, are you gonna call him Flip? You gonna call this Flip? Okay.
Heads or Tails?
That's the best name, I think.
That's
all we're gonna get here. Yeah.
Heads or Tails?
Heads or Tails in 2 minutes 14 seconds.
All right.
Heads or Tails is a game all about chance. In this game, you will flip coins to determine damage, major decisions, quest lines, and more. You will be able to develop in an RPG, gain skills to make the coin flips less random, have different karma-based systems, and more. Will you be the king in Heads or Tails?
All right. So I think we have a game here, Alex. What do you think? Would this be a game you'd want to play, and is it fun?
I'd want to play it. I wouldn't play it right away though. This would be a game that like it depends. I think there's a lot of memes that could happen in videos. It'd be funny. I'd probably pick it up eventually. What about you, Jay?
I think it's gonna be the game where I see it on Devolver's E3 show, and I'm going like, huh, that looks cool. I wonder if I'm gonna ever play it. And then like it comes out, and I'm like, oh yeah, that game that looked cool, Heads or Tails. I'm not gonna spend $30 on it. And then eventually I'm like, and people are gonna talk about it. There's gonna be videos. I'm like, you know what? Let's just pick it up randomly on my Switch, and I just pick it up, and then I just start playing, and then I don't finish it. It sounds like that type of game.
Right. Or I didn't want to say it, but the type of game where I'm just like, oh yeah, PS Plus, hell yeah, I've been wanting to try this game out. I don't know if I'd go out of my way unless it was really funny.
Yeah, unless it, like the writing was impeccable and like it was just hilarious.
Or the community foments about it the way they did about Live Alive or that one vampire game, X.
Yeah.
Lee or something.
Now that we have a complete game, what game studio would you assign to be able to make Heads or Tails the best?
That I'm not sure here. Who's Ron Gilbert with?
Ron Gilbert's his own, but I was going to go the other direction in the same vein, Double Fine.
Double Fine could do a great job as well.
Yeah.
I think what would be awesome is if we gave it to Rockstar as well. If they made like a super, but because think about all the satire that could happen in this game.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, that'd be an interesting spin-off for them to do. Would it be terrible if we gave this to Gearbox? You know what I mean? Just the worst.
It's just because my humor isn't their humor.
Yeah.
And people really enjoy that kind of humor. But it would get like, I'd get a laugh once they went like 3 jokes deep. You know what I'm saying? Where they go inside joke, inside joke, inside joke. But it would become very cringe. I think a lot of people would get excited and a lot of people would run away.
This could also be a Squanch game. All of
a
sudden,
Squanch game easily.
The king is voiced by Justin Roiland. You know what I mean?
You know what could be really good too? But I think this isn't fair because it's the same art style. Like we just say Moldenhauer games. And they did coin flips because they could make it really stylish.
What did they do?
Cuphead.
Oh, yeah.
And it's only because coin flips would benefit from that art style. I wouldn't say, oh, God of War should be done by these people or other games like that. But I think this one would benefit for real.
We could also give it to like Hades people. Shoot. What are they called? Sucker? No. Supermassive.
Supermassive is another one.
Is it Supermassive? No, Supermassive is like Until Dawn and stuff like that. It's Supergiant.
Supergiant is another one too.
Yeah, the Bastion, Transistor, Hades, Pyre. They like to do weird, fun stuff that is mature and it has a unique gimmick to it. You know what I mean? Like Pyre was a sports game with demons and shit. It was awesome. Pyre is awesome. More people play Pyre. Everyone play Pyre or buy Supergiant games. It's really, really good. Not as good as Hades, but it's pretty good.
Yeah, I liked all those games. Pyre was a great game.
Yeah. There's also Drinkbox that did like Guacamelee server and stuff like that. They would do pretty good with this. Yeah. With that, our 230th IP has gone gold. We hope you look forward to this experience that will probably never release. We have a Patreon. If you'd like to give us extra support, please head over to patreon.com/wearenotgamedevs. For just $1, patrons receive episodes early and an extra podcast at the beginning, which caught the tail end of our conversation at the beginning of this episode. That's patreon.com/wearenotgamedevs. Like, rate, and subscribe on your favorite podcast platform. And if they ask for a review, instead of reviewing our show, become your inner game critic and review Heads or Tails, the video game we just created. Thank you for joining us today. We'll be back next Friday with another new IP. Again, my name's J.E.
And I'm AG.
Thank you, and please remember that we are not game devs. At the end of it, I forgot, depending on what karma you are, it will also give you a different ending. And maybe there'll be a different percentage on like for like good, kinda good, neutral, kinda bad, bad. And they'll all have different endings. Sequel, new king, bad king, reigned for 50 years, hated coins, but loved dice.
Oh, or you can, or when you become king, you're like, coins don't make sense. It's either one or the other. We need dice.
Choices. Yeah.
Yeah. Society, the society would make it so that you feel like you have no choice by having all the choices. All right, so you got 1 through 6. Do you want a burger? Maybe a chicken sandwich? I don't know. Let me roll it.
It'd be funnier.
Yes, I'm getting the gyro. Fuck. So give me the gyro, please, with hopefully fries and apple slices. Thank you.
What if we did a game instead of dice or coins? It's the thing from what are those things called? You don't know what
the fortune teller.
Yeah,
the paper fortune teller. So you're like, that would be so annoying.
Do you want an 8, 12, 6, 3, or 7? 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. How did I forgot how those things work? Actually, I should make one and figure it out.
It was like, what's your favorite? Do you want red,
Yeah.
green, blue, or yellow? Oh, blue. BLUE. Okay. Now choosing there between 7 or 8. If your grandma were to die, would it be in a car accident, falling down the stairs, or okay? And then you flip it up eventually.
Man, I forgot how that game was played. Do people still play that?
No, kids don't do that. They have iPads.
Yeah, that's a memory that just unlocked for me.
Yeah, I do remember that a lot.
Yeah, no one knows what we're talking about. This is probably not going to make it because we're pretty far ahead. But man, those things, whatever those things were, what a weird recess thing that was.
Yeah, it was a good time. It was a good time. Also, those strings that you can make different patterns on that people
Cradle.
would do.
Yeah, I think that's still
Cat's
played.
Cradle. Not anymore. Not you have, dude. You get an iPad when you're 3 years old. Why would you be playing with a simple string? You would. Those poor kids who have the string, they don't even know what the world is now.
People could make Eiffel Towers and like spider webs and shit. It was cool.
I could make the Batmobile.
Could you really?
Like a design of the Batmobile? Yeah, I could do it on rubber bands too.
Really? Can you still?
Yeah, where it was like the classic Batmobile. You know, the one where it had like the two symmetrical with the pod in the back. It just kind of looks like a yeah.
Can you still do it?
Let's see.
Maybe I'll keep all of this.
So people can see. I'm doing it on a silver necklace right now. So then you stick your 2 fingers in.
Oh, that doesn't sound like a good idea. You're gonna tangle that.
I don't know what to do with then.
It's fine. Show it to me next time. I'll remind you.
Yeah.
Hey, make me a Batmobile.
Like it was like the one parlor trick. You know how when you're a kid, you get parlor tricks to do?